Randall Hughes with God Glorified, and we're reading today's scripture for June the 22nd. And this is set in the time period of about 941 BC during the reign of Jeroboam. And this is going to begin in 1 Kings chapter 14, verse 1. At that time, Abijah, the son of Jeroboam, fell sick. And Jeroboam said to his wife, Arise, I pray thee, and disguise thyself, that thou be not known to be the wife of Jeroboam, and get thee to Shiloh. Behold, there is Ahijah, the prophet, which told me that I should be king over this people. And take with thee 10 loaves and cracknels and a cruse of honey, and go to him. He shall tell thee what shall become of the child. And Jeroboam's wife did so, and arose and went to Shiloh, and came to the house of Ahijah. But Ahijah could not see, for his eyes were set by reason of his age. And Yahweh said unto Ahijah, Behold, the wife of Jeroboam cometh to ask a thing of thee for her son, for he is sick. Thus and thus shalt thou say unto her, for it shall be, when she cometh in, that she shall feign herself to be another woman. And it was so, when Ahijah heard the sound of her feet as she came in at the door, that he said, Come in, thou wife of Jeroboam. Why feignest thou to be another? For I am sent to thee with heavy tidings. Go tell Jeroboam, Thus saith Yahweh God of Israel, Forasmuch as I exalted thee from among the people, and made thee prince over my people Israel, and rent the kingdom away from the house of David, and gave it thee, and yet thou hast not been as my servant David, who kept my commandments, and who followed me with all his heart, to do that only which was right in mine eyes. But thou hast done evil above all that were before thee, for thou hast gone and made thee other gods and molten images to provoke me to anger, and hast cast me behind thy back. Therefore, behold, I will bring evil upon the house of Jeroboam, and will cut off from Jeroboam him that pisseth against the wall, and let him that is shut up and left in Israel, and will take away the remnant of the house of Jeroboam, as a man taketh away dung, till it be all gone. Him that dieth of Jeroboam in the city shall the dogs eat, and him that dieth in the field shall the fowls of the air eat, for Yahweh hath spoken it. Arise thou therefore, get thee to thine own house, and when thy feet enter into the city, the child shall die. And all Israel shall mourn for him and bury him, for he only of Jeroboam shall come to the grave, because in him there is found some good things toward Yahweh God of Israel in the house of Jeroboam. Moreover, Yahweh shall raise him up a king over Israel, who shall cut off the house of Jeroboam that day. But what? Even now. For Yahweh shall smite Israel as a reed is shaken in the water, and he shall root up Israel out of the good land which he gave to their fathers, and shall scatter them beyond the river, because they have made their groves, provoking Yahweh to anger. And he shall give Israel up because of the sins of Jeroboam, who did sin, and who made Israel to sin. And Jeroboam's wife arose and departed, and came to Tirzah. And when she came to the threshold of the door, the child died. And they buried him, and all Israel mourned for him, according to the word of Yahweh, which he spake by the hand of his servant Ahijah the prophet. Down to verse 30 of chapter 14. And there was war between Rehoboam and Jeroboam all their days. And now, 1 Kings chapter 15, verse 6, which also reads, And there was war between Rehoboam and Jeroboam all the days of his life. Back to 1 Kings 14:29. Now the rest of the acts of Rehoboam and all that he did, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Judah? And Rehoboam slept with his fathers, and was buried with his fathers in the city of David. And his mother's name was Naamah, an Ammonitess. And Abijam, his son, reigned in his stead. Now 2 Chronicles 12, verses 15 and 16. Now the acts of Rehoboam, the first and last, are they not written in the book of Shemaiah the prophet, of Iddo the seer, concerning genealogies? And there were wars between Rehoboam and Jeroboam continually. And Rehoboam slept with his fathers, and was buried in the city of David. And Abijah, his son, reigned in his stead. And now 1 Kings 15:1. Now in the 18th year of King Jeroboam, the son of Naboth, reigned Abijam over Judah. 3 years reigned he in Jerusalem, and his mother's name was Maachah, the daughter of Abishalom. 2 Chronicles chapter 13, verse 1. Now in the 18th year of the King Jeroboam began Abijah to reign over Judah. He reigned 3 years in Jerusalem. His mother's name also was Machiah, the daughter of Uriel of Gibeah. And there was war between Abijah and Jeroboam. And now 2 Chronicles, continuing 2 Chronicles 13, verse 3. And Abijah set the battle in array with an army of valiant men of war, even 400,000 chosen men. Jeroboam also set the battle in array against him with 800,000 chosen men, being mighty men of valor. And Abijah stood up upon Mount Zemaraim, which is in Mount Ephraim, and said, Hear me, thou Jeroboam, and all Israel. Ought ye not to know that Yahweh God of Israel gave the kingdom over Israel to David forever, even to him and to his sons, by a covenant of salt? Yet Jeroboam the son of Nebaioth, the servant of Solomon the son of David, is risen up and hath rebelled against his Lord. And there is gathered unto him vain men and children of Belial, and have strengthened themselves against Rehoboam the son of Solomon, when Rehoboam was young and tender-hearted, and could not withstand them. And now ye think to withstand the kingdom of Yahweh in the hand of the sons of David? And ye be a great multitude, and there are with you golden calves, which Jeroboam made you for gods. Have ye not cast out the priest of Yahweh, the sons of Aaron, the Levites, and have made you priests after the manner of the nations of other lands? So that whosoever cometh to consecrate himself with a young bullock and 7 rams, the same may be a priest of them that are no gods? But as for us, Yahweh is our God, and we have not forsaken him, and the priests which minister unto Yahweh are sons of Aaron, and the Levites wait upon their business. And they burn unto Yahweh every morning and every evening burnt sacrifices, and sweet incense, and showbread also set they in order upon the pure table, and the candlesticks of gold, and the lamps thereof are to burn every evening. For we keep the charge of Yahweh our God, but ye have forsaken him. And behold, God himself is with us for our captain, and his priests with sounding trumpets to cry alarm against you, O children of Israel. Fight ye not against Yahweh God of your fathers, for ye shall not prosper. But Jeroboam caused an ambush to come about behind them. So they were before Judah, and the ambush was behind them. And when Judah looked back, behold, the battle was before and behind, and they cried unto Yahweh. And the priests sounded the trumpets. Then the men of Judah gave a shout, and as the men of Judah shouted, it came to pass that God smote Jeroboam and all Israel before Abijah, and Judah and the children of Israel fled before Judah, and God delivered them into their hand. And Abijah and his people slew with them a great slaughter. So there fell down slain of Israel 500,000 chosen men. Thus the children of Israel were brought under at that time, and the children of Judah prevailed because they relied upon Yahweh God of their fathers. And Abijah pursued after Jeroboam and took cities from him, Bethel with the towns thereof, and Jeshaniah with the towns thereof, and Ephraim with the towns thereof. Verse 21, But Abijah waxed mighty and married 14 wives and begat 22 sons and 16 daughters. 1 Kings 15, verse 3, And he walked in all the sins of his father, which he had done before him, and his heart was not perfect with Yahweh his God, as the heart of David his father. Nevertheless, for David's sake did Yahweh his God give him a lamp in Jerusalem, to set up his son after him, and to establish Jerusalem. Back to 2 Chronicles 13:22. And the rest of the acts of Abijah, and his ways and his sayings, are written in the story of the prophet Iddu. Back to 1 Kings 15:7. Now the rest of the acts of Abijam and all that he did, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Judah? And there was war between Abijam and Jeroboam. And Abijam slept with his fathers, and they buried him in the city of David, and Asa his son reigned in his stead. Chapter 14, verse 1 of 2 Chronicles. So Abijah slept with his fathers, and they buried him in the city of David, and Asa his son reigned in his stead. In his days the land was quiet 10 years. 1 Kings 15:25. And Nadab the son of Jeroboam began to reign over Israel in the 2nd year of Asa king of Judah, and reigned over Israel 2 years. And he did evil in the sight of Yahweh, and walked in the way of his fathers, and in his sin wherewith he made Israel to sin. 2 Chronicles 13:20. Neither did Jeroboam recover strength again in the days of Abijah, and Yahweh struck him and he died. I think that verse should have been reversed. It's saying that's 924 BC is when he died. So it's possible Nabad began reigning before Jeroboam died. And so 1 Kings 15:9. And in the 20th year of Jeroboam king of Israel reigned Asa over Judah. And 41 years reigned he in Jerusalem, and his mother's name was Maachah, the daughter of Abishalom. And Asa did that which was right in the eyes of the Yahweh, as did David his father. 2 Chronicles 14:1. And Asa did that which was good and right in the eyes of Yahweh his God, and he took away the altars of the strange gods and the high places, and brake down the images, and cut down the groves, and commanded Judah to seek Yahweh God of their fathers, and to do the law and the commandment. Also he took away out of all the cities of Judah the high places and the images, and the kingdom was quiet before him. Probably needed to finish reading 1 Kings 14 verses 19 and 20, which read, And the rest of the acts of Jeroboam, how he warred and how he reigned, behold, they are written in the book of the Chronicles of the king of Israel. And the days which Jeroboam reigned were 22 years, and he slept with his fathers, and Nadab his son reigned in his stead. Second Chronicles 14:6. And he built, speaking of Asa, and he built fenced cities in Judah, for the land had rest, and he had no war in those years, because Yahweh had given him rest. Therefore he said unto Judah, Let us build these cities, and make about them walls and towers and gates and bars, while the land is yet before us, because we have sought Yahweh our God. We have sought him, and he hath given us rest on every side. So they built and prospered. And Asa had an army of men that bare targets and spears out of Judah, 300,000, and out of Benjamin that bare shields and drew bows, 280,000. All these were mighty men of valor. And then back over to 1 Kings 15, verses 31, 27, and 28. Now the rest of the acts of Nadab and all that he did, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Israel? And Baasha, the son of Ahijah, of the house of Issachar, conspired against him. And Baasha smote him at Gibbethon, which belongeth to the Philistines, for Nadab and all Israel had laid siege to Gibbethon. Even in the 3rd year of Asa king of Judah did Baasha slay him and reign in his stead. And we're going to conclude our reading there for today, for June the 22nd. God bless you.